Many people have asked me that they want to finance a property and they don't know how to go about it. And some think that the best way to finance a property is mortgage. I will always say that using mortgage to finance your first property to live in is a trap to poverty. I've seen a lot of people that couldn't end up paying for their property. Either the property was taken away from them, either the government came and took away the property, either the lender came back and took away the property because the interest was so high and they lost all that they have invested in the property. So for me, financing your property, you have to start by financing yourself. Properties are being financed with money, and money can be generated if you do these three things. Number one, invest in yourself so you can become so valuable and people are ready to exchange their money for your value. So I would say the best way is to think on how to invest in yourself and create value for yourself, and you can exchange your value for a property. So let me tell you an example of how I got someone to own a property from me with their value. So there was this young guy that does architecture. So he knows how to construct houses, nice designs, and that was his value. So one of the days I was planning a new estate and he reached out to me and said he wanted to be an architect. He wanted me to pay him. And I said, okay, you're a young man. If I give you this money now, you are going to spend it for things that you will not even see tomorrow. So why don't we strike a deal? Because money actually doesn't exist. It exists in the minds of the poor. I said, you are looking at the money. Me, I'm looking at the value that I can give to you in exchange of your value. So I'm going to give you a flat, a 2-bedroom flat, and you're going to give me designs for my estates. And guess what? The guy did not have to bring a dime. He got into owning a property by exchanging the value. So if you don't have value and you think the best way is to run to the bank and get a mortgage, I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of people, 25 years, no ownership. 30 years is a trap. So the thing I would want you to do, which is my first thing, is find out what you know how to do very well, polish it, and make it a viable asset that you can exchange for whatever you want. Number 2 is sales. A lot of people do not want to sell, but the truth is they are selling to you. If you don't sell, you will be sold to. So what that means is sales is not difficult. Sales is not hard. Sales is possible. But if you do not have a why, then you will not persuade people to exchange their money. And for me, sales is persuading people to exchange their money for the value that you have. So I'm going to give you another story, how I got my first property. You will be surprised. The very first land banking I got for free after I started investing was that a company gave me a property to sell. And they told me that when I finish selling, they are going to pay me. I told them, no, I want you to pay me by giving me a piece of land. And guess what? By the time I was done selling their property, I had 2 plots of land to my name. And only God knows how much those lands are cost today. Because if they have given me money, and I wrote that in my book. I remember a young girl that just testified some weeks ago on how she read my book, and today she used everything that she learned in the book, and now she has over 2 acres in Cameroon. So that's another way to own a property. That's another way to finance a property. So the third way to finance a property is increase your source of income. You can see that everything I said, I did not say anything about mortgage, because I think that even when you finance with mortgage, it is not for you, and staying in that property is not going to help you to grow your income. So even if you want to take a mortgage at all, make sure that your mortgage and your income at least can pay for your mortgage. What that means is Your renter should be able to pay for your mortgage after your down payment. Any property that your renter cannot pay for the mortgage is a no-no. And that is why I will always say, go to countries that will give you low interest rates and also do not take so much from you. Especially go to countries that do not take tax when you are trying to build your wealth. So if you do these three things, you are going to own a lot of properties across the world, and you discover that you owe nobody. Even my Bible says, owe no man. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Love, like, share. Thank you so much. I love you.